What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. And as well, happy Thanksgiving to one and to all. And have an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey, enjoy your stuffing, cranberry sauce, pies, soups, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, whatever type of food you're going to be having for Thanksgiving. Have a great one. Enjoy it with your family. Enjoy it with your friends. Enjoy it with your loved ones, your wives, husbands, everybody. This is NYG Jeffy T 85 here. And I'm here to bring you my keys to victory for the New York Giants to win this game. This Thursday, you're going to be getting an abbreviated Keys to Victory video. Instead of the usual ones you get on Sunday, you're going to get it on this Thursday. For the New York Giants against the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Now, as we know, I'm going to be recording this video a little bit earlier, so I'm not going to be sure of the injury statuses for all these players, who's going to be in, who's going to be out, what players are going to be active. So you're going to find that out. You'll find that out a little bit earlier. So this video is going to be recorded a little bit earlier, and it's going to be premiering on Thursday. So I'm not going to be completely sure of the injury statuses, but you will find them out sometime on that Wednesday. But in terms of the New York Giants and what they have to do against the Dallas Cowboys, this is going to be a very tough game. I have to admit. This is going to be a very, very tough game, and it's going to be even more difficult because of all the injuries the New York Giants are dealing with and the fact of what Dallas did when they took on the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, Dallas, the one thing about the Dallas Cowboys, not just putting the fact that this game is going to be in Dallas, not just going to be in the fact that Dallas has been playing a lot better football as of late. Yes, they had that very, very bad loss against the Green Bay Packers a couple of weeks ago, yes. But for the most part, Dallas has been playing very good football. And the Giants have an incredibly well-coached football team. Beyond well-coached. Now, I myself have spoken about that. Other Giants fans and content creators or media people have said this team is so incredibly well-coached, but the talent, if you go by talent right now in this game, even the most optimistic, honest, biggest homer Giants fans have to admit Dallas is a more talented football team than the Giants. It's just plain and simple. The Dallas Cowboys are a more talented football team than the New York Giants. Coupled with the fact that now the New York Giants are dealing with a lot of injury issues all around that football team. I mean, you look at the injury report right now, and I'm going to get to my keys in a little bit. But just as an overstate of both teams right now, the Giants are dealing with a massive amount of injuries right now on this team. Whether it's the cornerback position that is absolutely beyond beaten up right now. Adoree Jackson sprained his MCL against the Detroit Lions. He was saying he was feeling a lot better, but he's going to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks, which is pretty much most of, if not the entire regular season. And Fabian Moreau is dealing with an oblique injury, and he's not looking likely for this game. So right now, you're talking about the New York Giants that are already down Aaron Robinson, who he's most likely not returning after suffering a knee injury against the Chicago Bears. Now you're down your 2 starting cornerbacks, and you're going to have to rely on guys like Nick McLeod, Cordero Flott, Darnay Holmes, and Rodarius Williams. Doesn't exactly give you the biggest confidence with those 4 players. And Holmes, for the most part, has been a guy that's been playing very well overall. He's been up and down in the slot. But you're going to have to rely on guys like Darnay Holmes and all these other guys as your role players and now going to have to step up and be starters. Are these guys going to be able to go out there and do the job? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. But right now, the New York Giants are in a very, very pedestrian position at the cornerback position. And I would even say the offensive line is an absolute friggin' mess. They're a mess. Look at the offensive line right now. Andrew Thomas is dealing with an illness. Even if he finds a way to play, and if he's going to be all right, and I expect him to be out there on the field, who knows how sick he's going to be, and if this is going to take away some of his play in this game against the Dallas Cowboys. Evan Neal is still coming off a sprained MCL, and who knows if he's even close to or 100% to play. Tyree Phillips has got a neck injury. Is this guy going to be able to play? And Matt Parrott is still coming off a torn ACL, and he's going to be going into his second. He's going to be going into his second full game active on the roster. Is he going to be able to do much? Shane Lemieux, first full game last week, coming off the injured list. Now he's dealing with the toe injury again. Joshua Zudu and John Feliciano both have neck injuries. Ben Bredesen is still on IR. It's not good. And you're talking about going against the pass rush of Dallas that is coming off 7 sacks of Kirk Cousins and pretty much harassing that Minnesota Vikings offense and destroying that offensive line. The Minnesota Vikings offensive line is not bad. So I'm very, very weary of this New York Giants offensive line and cornerback situation. I can't even forget about the wide receiver position. Wan'Dale Robinson is out for the year now. He tore his ACL against the Detroit Lions. Is this wide receiver core going to be able to step up and get the job done? We'll have to wait and see. But you guys are not here for me to just blab on about this kind of stuff. You're here for my keys to the victory. And I'm going to start out with my keys to the victory with the obvious one. And for me, one of the most important things for the New York Giants to do in this game today against the Dallas Cowboys, they have to stop the run. The New York Giants have been one of the worst teams stopping the run so far this year. And it was exasperated by how they performed against the Detroit Lions last week at MetLife Stadium. They gave up over 160 yards rushing, 162 to be exact, and gave up 4 touchdowns, 3 to Jamal Williams and 1 to DeAndre Swift. The one healthy part of this New York Giants team right now is the defensive line. Yes, they're missing some depth players. Yes. But in terms of your overall starters, they're healthy. The Giants have got to do a better job stopping the run. You have to. If you can't go out there and consistently stop the run, and you will allow Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard to run wild against your defense, it's going to be a long, long evening in Dallas. Because of the fact that the Giants have so many deficiencies at the cornerback position, and because the linebacker position is not where this team wants it to be. The Giants have got to do a better job at stopping the run than they have been in the previous weeks. You have to. Because if you can't stop the run, if you allow the Dallas Cowboys to be able to run the football consistently, it's going to just allow their passing game to get in position to really start picking apart that Giants defense. Because like I said, as good as Wink Martindale is, he's going into this game without his 3 top cornerbacks, arguably. Aaron Robinson's already pretty much done for the season. Adoree Jackson now, 4 to 6 weeks. There's 7 weeks left in the season. Realistically, if he comes back, he's going to be back for maybe a couple of weeks, and then that's it. And Fabian Moreau, oblique injury, who knows how long he's going to be gone this season. You could be gone for multiple weeks. He could be gone for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. You don't know how long an oblique takes to heal. Obliques are one of the trickiest injuries for a player to come back from. So, the Giants have got to stop the run. They have to. That's an obvious key to victory, is you have to stop the run, because if you can't, your chances of winning this football game have really, really, really taken a major hit. And that's going to lead into my second key to victory for the Giants. Number 1, stopping the run. Number 2, get a pass rush on Dak Prescott. I think I'm going to go with a lot more defensive themes than offensive themes. But number 2, get a pass rush against Dak Prescott. Make Dak Prescott uncomfortable. It's time for this pass rush after he got 0 sacks last week against the Lions. It's time for this pass rush to start making an impact. Whether it's Kayvon Thibodeau, whether it's Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, O'Shane Ximines, Jahide Ward, Timon Fox, Ellerson Smith. I don't care who it is. Collectively, get a pass rush and make Dak Prescott uncomfortable. If he gets to sit back there pretty much with a clean pocket, he's going to find his open receivers. Whether it's Tony Pollard in the screen game, Ezekiel Elliott in the screen game, short passes to Dalton Schultz, who did not play in the first game. Remember, there was no Dalton Schultz in that first game. There was no Michael Gallup in that first game. Gallup and Schultz will be active in this game. Or C.D. Lamb. Or Noah Brown. C.D. Lamb had a big game against us in the first game. And it would be even bigger if he didn't drop that wide open pass over the middle of the field. Dallas has got weapons. And if you can't get a pass rush on Dak Prescott, and he has a clean pocket for most of, if not all game, he will pick apart this New York Giants defense. Even the most optimistic Giants fan has got to realize that. The Giants need to get a pass rush against Dak Prescott, or he will pick apart our defense. He will. The Adoree Jackson injury, coupled with the Xavier McKinney injury, those are the two biggest blows to this defense right now. And not even having Azeez Ojulari. He's already been ruled out. He's not coming off the injured list. So right now the Giants are going to be down arguably 3 of their top defensive players. You need to get a pass rush, because if you don't, it's going to be a long day in the office. So we'll have to see what's going to happen for the New York Giants if they can try to get any type of pass rush against that Dallas Cowboys team. And you do not want to let Dak Prescott sit back there and scan the field and find his open receiver against backup reserve cornerbacks, some of them coming off severe injuries. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But first key, stopping the run. Second key, get a pass rush. Third key, run the football. You got to do a better job at running the football. We got bottled up in terms of running the football. I believe we were under 100 yards rushing last week against the Detroit Lions. Saquon Barkley had 22 yards rushing, and the memo was out on how to stop the Giants. You have to get a linebacker in, put 8 in the box, and stop Saquon Barkley. The Giants have got to do a better job running the football. They have to do a better job because it loosens up that Dallas Cowboys defense. Run the football better. Bounce Saquon off to the outside, do some design runs, do some jet sweeps, do some rollouts, do any type of runs you can have with Saquon Barkley. And I'm including Daniel Jones in this because I think one of the biggest things the Giants did not do against the Detroit Lions, they did not have some design runs, rollouts, bootlegs, any type of runs and take advantage of Daniel Jones' legs in this game against the Lions. I think the Giants have to do that against the Dallas Cowboys. You cannot allow the Dallas Cowboys to be able to have 8 in the box, 9 in the box, to be able to shut down that Dallas Cowboys or that Giants running game. Especially with the fact we are so limited right now at the wide receiver and the tight end position. The Giants have got to find a way to get that running game going. I don't care what you have to do. Even have Matt Breida get more involved in the running game because Breida has actually been able to break off some more runs because of his speed. And Barkley, he's wearing down. I hate to say it, Barkley is going to start wearing down. He has a shoulder injury, and it's going to start impacting his runs going forward. You need to start getting some type of design runs with Daniel Jones, and you need to start getting Matt Breida and even Gary Brightwell. Get some other guys involved in this running game, and don't run Saquon Barkley into the ground. Because right now, Barkley is beaten up. He is still making some big runs out there, but Barkley is clearly hurting right now with that shoulder injury, and you need to find a way to try to get other guys involved in this running game and try to take the load off of Saquon Barkley. And that is including getting Daniel Jones on some of these design runs. You have to do it. Get Daniel Jones involved in the running game too. Get Gary Brightwell involved in the running game. And most importantly, get Matt Breida involved in the running game. Find a way to get this running game going. You have to. Because if you don't, Dallas Cowboys, like the other teams that have stopped us, whether it was the Seattle Seahawks, whether it was the Cowboys the first time we played them, whether it was the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars did it against us, the Chicago Bears in a way did it against us. They're going to stack the box. They're going to take Saquon Barkley out of the game, and they're going to say, Daniel Jones, beat us with your arm. And while he made some nice throws in that game against the Lions and other games, for the most part, if you have Daniel Jones going out there throwing 30-plus times, it's a recipe for disaster because he's turned the ball over. The Giants have got to get back to what they do best, and that is running the football and integrating other members of this team and this running game involved in this team. And that includes Daniel Jones' design runs and get Matt Breida and Gary Brightwell involved in the running game. That's my third key. Stop in the run, pass rush, running game. Simple concept. Number 4, take some shots. This is going to be the most difficult thing to do because the fact our offensive line is so beaten up. But you need to take some shots down the field and loosen up that Dallas Cowboys defense. And who do you have that could do that? A guy that has played very well mostly against the Dallas Cowboys over his career, and that is Darius Slayton. The one guy right now in that wide receiver core that has done his job for the New York Giants has been Darius Slayton. Slayton has been the one guy that's consistently week in and week out been able to make some plays for the New York Giants on offense at that wide receiver core. And especially the fact now, you're already without Sterling Shepard. You're already without Wan'Dale Robinson now. Isaiah Hodgins is a nice player, but you can't bank on him completely. Richie James is banged up right now with a knee injury. Even if he's going to play, he's still banged up. Marcus Johnson, he's really done nothing. David Sills has been inactive for a couple of games. The Giants need to get some type of production from... They need to get the ball down the field and take some shots with Darius Slayton. Take some advantage of this. Take a shot down the field, loosen up that defense. Maybe he could draw a PI, or maybe he can make a catch down the field. Try to outrun those defenders that tend to be over-aggressive with a double move on the outside. Take a shot down the field. Don't be afraid. Yes, the protection is going to be a little bit of a problem because of the fact that the Giants, they have issues protecting the outside. Or protecting with the offensive line. But you have to try to take some deep shots on this team. They didn't do it against Detroit. I know the offensive line didn't give the Giants enough time, but you need to be able to take some shots down the field. And number 5, so stopping the run, pass rush, running the football, shots downfield. Number 5 is an easy one for me too, and it's going to always be one of the key ones. Special teams has got to do a better job. The Giants' special teams as of late, the punting and the return game have been absolute disasters, and it really exorbited itself against the Detroit Lions last week. The Giants have got to get this special teams unit going. Even the coverage units was not that great. They put Detroit into some good field position in this game. The Giants' special teams unit has got to do better. It was a disaster last week against Detroit. Jamie Gillen's punting has been very erratic. The return game has been non-existent. We don't even know who our consistent returner is. Obviously, the Adoree Jackson injury on a return did not help things. The coverage unit was even poor. We had Detroit in position at the 35 and the 40-yard line of their own side of the field while we were stuck in the 20s. And even the kicking game, and I'm not even blaming Graham Gano, even the kicking game was erratic. The Giants have got to do a better job on special teams. Get somebody on that field that can be able to return punts and kicks on a consistent basis. This is getting ridiculous now that we can't even get any semblance of a return game. Jamie Gillen, you've got to do better with your punting, directional punting, but downing the ball inside the 20 or even inside the 10 or the 5 of the opposing team. And we have got to start doing better on the coverage compared to what we did before. I want to see improvement from the New York Giants when it comes to this stuff. I really do. Because right now, it was very bad overall, our special teams, and it was a big reason why we lost this game. Special teams was not good. I want to see some improvement, especially against the Dallas Cowboys team that has a solid special teams, and they have Kevontae Turpin, who's one of the better returners in the NFL, and that guy could break one off for a big run. If you're giving up good, solid return yards to the Detroit Lions, imagine what Kevontae Turpin could do against our special teams. So special teams has got to be better. But it's a simple concept in these games for the New York Giants right now. They're a beaten up football team coming off a disastrous loss at MetLife Stadium against the Lions. Stopping the run, easy one. Pass rush, easy one. Running the football, easy. Take some shots down the field, easy. Special teams. There's really nothing on these keys to victory that I threw out there that is very, very difficult for the Giants to do. It's just a question of, are they actually going to execute it? This is going to be a very difficult game. Honestly, my concerns are very high. You have a banged-up offensive line. You have a banged-up wide receiver core. You have a banged-up secondary, including the cornerback position. And you honestly have a very banged-up Saquon Barkley. That while he's playing, he's banged up clearly. This is going to be a very, very, very big game for the Giants. But it's also a big concern because of the issues we right now have on this team in terms of injuries and the lack of depth we have. And maybe the lack of depth is starting to show itself going against the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday. Am I confident to this game? Yes, I'm confident. I'm always going to be confident. Even with all the injuries that we're dealing with. It's a divisional game. And all these divisional games in the NFC East, times and times again, are close. So I am confident that the New York Giants can find a way to get the job done. Because the coaching is so good that even the Giants, so deficient right now in terms of their injuries, I'm still confident that the Giants can get the job done. I am. I'm confident. But am I going to go out there and be cocky? Hell no. The Giants right now are behind the 8 ball, especially after what happened last week against the Detroit Lions, and especially how Dallas played against Minnesota, giving them a wake-up call. And it being in Dallas, Dallas is clearly going to be the healthier team, and the deficiencies, the strengths of Dallas is going to be going against right now the injury weaknesses of the Giants. But this is why we always say this is when you play the game. So we'll see if that Giants team can come out there looking to try to get some revenge after what happened last game. But those are my New York Giants keys to victory to beat the Dallas Cowboys. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffreyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and keys to victory surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that will be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comment section, what is your confidence level for the New York Giants heading into this game against Dallas? If you're confident, if you're concerned, and what are some of your own keys to victory? This is going to be a difficult game, but it's going to be a fun game. Easily. But anyways, thank you very much, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday. Have an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your family time. Cherish every moment that you get to spend with your family, friends, and loved ones, and your significant others. Just enjoy the day. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy the food. And hopefully the Giants can go out there and surprise us and get a big victory on Thanksgiving so we can be going out there on Sunday and enjoying our Sunday overall. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. Have a blessed one, too. And let's go, New York Football Giants, as always. Together, Blue, everyone.